Dogs freaking everywhere. Hello and welcome to another edition of Arbitration Studios as we continue our journey across the whole damn thing of Fallout New Vegas. I'm JP Arbiter.
I'm Mrs. Arbiter.
And we have trekked a long way across the Nevada and California deserts to meet this jackass. Let's see what he has to say.
So I finally get to meet the courier who's accomplished so much in so little time. That's why I summoned you here, right? I mean, a man nearly kills you, and your response is to track him across the breadth of the Mojave? You arrive on the strip and waltz into the Lucky 38 like someone left you a key under the doormat. You assassinate the head of the chairman in his own casino and get away with it? Then something happens to Mr. House's robot, some kind of military upgrade. When you set your mind to something, you get results. I like that. The question is, are you ready to get started?
So, what were you looking to start?
The time is fast approaching when my legion will assault the Great Dam and invade the West. Before that happens, I want Mr. House knocked out of the game. A quick 1-2 punch, with you doing the punching.
Cool. How do you know so much about me?
I have eyes and ears everywhere. It behooves me not to invade the West blind and deaf. It hasn't been hard to track your progress. It's not as though you've been keeping a low profile.
Well, you know, refuge and audacity and all that. What are you saying I have to do?
Down the hill, at the west edge of camp, is an old building. It was here when the fort was taken in 2277. Inside the building is...
Nice to know he's still using the Gregorian calendar.
Inside that hatch are two small doors
most
that bear
lunatics
the
would try to
sigil
create
of the
their own
Lucky
calendar
38
or something.
casino. Now that same sigil is on the platinum chip you were carrying. Isn't that interesting?
Sure.
Even more interesting, there's a slot about the same size as the chip on the console that opens the hatch. So you know what I think? I think the platinum chip opens those doors. Doors that can't be pried open, or drilled open, or blasted open. Because all that, I tried.
And once I'm inside?
I want you to destroy whatever you find in there. And then I want you to come back here and tell me about it. So go to the building and take this fucking platinum chip with you. My legionaries will meet you there, with your weapons and equipment. Goodbye.
Right.
Come back when you've destroyed whatever you find down in that bunker.
Well.
What a load of Brahmin shit. Can you believe that guy?
I don't think either of us can fully understand what he and his tribes have gone through.
A fair point. But from the perspective of someone west of the Colorado, the man is clearly out of his mind. Maybe he didn't intend for things to wind up this way. But that doesn't mean he needs to perpetuate this bizarre anachronistic myth. And it doesn't mean that we should sit by and nod our heads at every absurd faux Roman casus belli he can dream up. He's a tyrant, the bad kind, and there's no way we're letting him take Hoover Dam.
Well, on that, you and I can agree.
True to Kaiser.
Now, you guys sit and chill. Daddy's got something he has to do. Now,
You don't have much choice about going in there anyway, so...
Yep. Now, where is this sigil of the Lucky 38? Because he said it bears the insignia of the Lucky 38, but I don't see it.
Let me check over by this guy.
Alright.
None may enter without Caesar's permission.
He screwed
Caesar
up.
has permitted your weapons to be returned to you while you serve.
Alright.
Caesar is...
So, we've got some potato chips. Can't take the microscope.
Our way, true to Kaiser.
Muggy will like those.
Muggy would love those. Oh, the mugs.
Oh, that little neurotic robot. How I love him.
Drunk and surrounded by coffee mugs.
Wait. Alright. Ching! Yeah, I don't see a sigil of the Lucky 38 literally anywhere. I don't even see it. Oh, okay, well, there's that.
Oh,
But-
that's what's meant.
But that's, but he hasn't been able to get down here.
Huh.
So, you know,
I don't know.
eh,
I know nothing.
you know nothing, Jon Snow. Oh, and then there's this asshole.
I see
Who, by the
you
way, I
reached your
just figured out why his
destination
voice was so
safely. Shall we
familiar.
get to work?
What is that?
Odo.
Oh!
That's the voice of Renee Abajomanamala Shamalama Ding Dong. I can't pronounce his last name.
It's okay.
But, yeah. Yeah, the late star of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. So, why'd you send me here?
As you know, the Platinum chip upgrades my Securitron's operating software. Well, there's an army of them here. The
Okay.
Securitrons policing the strip are a fraction of the total number manufactured. The rest I stored here. I need you to manually upload the data from the chip to the facility's primary computer. There's a terminal at the other end of this facility. There's a
Okay.
complication. While I can broadcast to this screen, I can't control any of the facility's systems.
Sounds like a
That
design
means
flaw.
I can't deactivate its security bots, most of which appear to be active according to the status.
Well, what will you do with your army?
My army will do what an army does best.
Alright.
Good.
Vault status. Radiation link, maintenance bot dispatched, power surge, maintenance bot dispatched. Security alert level 1. Protectrons activated, turrets activated, sentry bots on standby.
You want to bet that those were started simply because of the
All the racket that Caesar was...
up to?
That would be a pretty safe bet.
I can't think of any other reason for it.
And it's slightly radioactive in here. Great. Ooh. That'll help. Also, I've got plasma grenades and pulse grenades out the wazoo. Cool. Okay. Boop.
Yay for Radix. 9 of 10.
I was about to say, it's the next one right underneath that replaces a J with a T. Alright, Protectron standing down. Turret operations. Outsider, okay. Do 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 do. Ba ba da ba da do 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 do. Actually, hey, let's see here. 1, 2. I will survive! Because the password was Survivor.
Yes, I got it. Look at the security alert.
Okay, and the, I can't do squat about the sentry bots.
Well, you were able to do stuff about 2 to 3, so that does help.
Yep.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
Repair skill. And you don't have a repair of 40s.
60. Just short. But we can solve that with drugs!
Only drugs would make those things better. Not enough yet. Check your numbers. It only gave you 46.
With bucks! Actually, I think it's fixing things, is it?
I think so. Repair plus 20. Alright. 3 of them. Pulse grenade! How many are you requiring? I mean, they're not attacking you.
And they're not hurt.
I'm gonna assume you just walk away.
Yeah.
It's gonna come back to bite you when they ask later, but I don't think it's gonna kill you completely right now.
Nope. Ooh, hey, leaking radioactive water. Nice. Alright.
Just what we need.
Let's get this over with. So let's see here. That door is permanently jammed. Wow.
That's a lot of bots.
It's like a Star League Brian cache.
Yeah.
Alright. Chunk. Chunk. You and what army? Me and my army.
Because you still turn over control of that army, don't you?
No. No. What happens to those guys is... well, House doesn't decide what happens to those things. I do. That's the short version of it.
Your work here is done. You have a very bright future ahead.
Cool. Very bright future indeed.
You've carried out Caesar's will.
There you go. Whoop. Yes, let's run right into a corrugated metal wall. 1 drill sergeant, 2 drill sergeant, 3 drill sergeant, 4 drill sergeant. All right. Do 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 ba 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 ba. So, you guys gonna make out? I'm just curious. All right.
I felt the ground shake a while ago. I'll take that as a sign you've got the job done. Let's press on, shall we? As I was telling you before, I want Mr. House out of the picture. You have an interest in his death, too. If he knows that you destroyed his gadgets beneath the fort, he will strike back.
Yes.
You know where to find him. How he dies, I leave up to you.
Okay. I have some questions to ask. So, what do you think of the
my opinion
NCR?
as a former citizen or future conqueror? Actually, my opinion's the same either way. As a young man, I was taught to venerate President Tandy of Shady Sands, the founding mother of the new California Republic. Did you know her presidency lasted 52 years? and that her father, Aradesh, was the Republic's first president? Does that sound like a democracy to you? Or a hereditary dictatorship?
Sounds like Trump. Wait, what?
But
What?
President Tandy was voted into office
Because
each
the
time.
council didn't dare oppose her. She was too popular. She had the people's love. So things ran smoothly, more or less. And as soon as she was gone, as soon as there really could be democracy, what happened then? Ever since losing its queen, the NCR has been weaker, more diffuse. Democracy has been its weakness, not its strength.
How is the NCR weak?
Greed runs rampant. The government is corrupt, accepting bribes from Brahmin barons and landowners to the detriment of citizens. The
Brahmin
NCR is a
barons?
loose conglomerate of individuals looking out for themselves. It's lost virtue.
The
No one
NCR
cares about the
values its
collective,
money
the
based on
greater
its
good.
Brahmin herds,
It's not
which
built
is
to
the
last.
only
I'm just hastening.
permanent source of wealth that they have. Either
Alright.
that, that and water. So, surely the NCR is a powerful foe.
Of course. The most powerful my legion has faced. Also the first to which I am ideologically opposed. Until now, every tribe I've conquered has been so backwards and stunted, enslavement has been a gift bestowed upon them. My conquest of the Mojave will be a glorious triumph, marking the transition of the Legion from a basically nomadic tribe to a genuine empire. Just as my namesake campaigned in Gaul before he crossed the Rubicon, so have I campaigned and will cross the Colorado.
Why did the Legion lose the first
It's not
battle?
going to happen again, that's all I have to say about it.
I've heard rumors of your legate Linnaeus. What's his story?
Linnaeus is the greatest of my battlefield commanders. Some might call him a great man, but I'm not sure he qualifies. Once, he was the greatest warrior of the Hydebarks, a tribe of the Arizona. Maniacal in battle. Sometimes he'd ambush Legion patrols by himself.
So
When
your
after
military
several months
commander
we
is a
found and
psychopath.
surrounded the
Got it.
Hydebarks camp, their chieftain raised a banner of surrender. The warrior, who was not yet Linnaeus, went insane with rage. He struck down his chieftain and attacked his own tribe.
Okay.
He killed 15 before they brought him down. He didn't die, obviously. I had him tended to. He was maimed, most of his face torn off. It was days before he regained consciousness.
That's
When
a
he
hell of a
did,
concussion.
I went to his bedside and showed him the helmet I'd had forged to cover his face. I said he could have it if he'd fight for me. He accepted, on condition that he be allowed to kill the surviving males of his tribe. I said, make it the adult males, and you have a deal.
Sounds like more savage than a general.
Linnaeus is savage. Savagely loyal, too, but only to me. He has no love for my legion. But this has its uses. He has no attachment to his men, no compunction about battlefield losses. All he cares about is destroying the enemy. When another legatus or a centurion fails to achieve results, I send Linnaeus to make things right. His first step is to beat the failed commander to death in front of his assembled troops. Then he orders the ritual of decimatio.
Okay.
It means decimation. But in ancient Rome, the word had a very specific meaning. A punishment for cowardice. The legionaries are lined up in rank. Every 10th man steps forward and is beaten to death by his brothers. It instills a certain robust obedience.
So, that is why I hate it when people say that that a military force or something else was decimated. Because that only means they suffered 10% casualties.
That's the way to put it.
But it's now been taken to mean grievous losses. So it's something that's irritated me, knowing the history of the term even before this game came out.
Yes. This time my legionaries will be more frightened of the commander behind them than the enemy before them.
Soviet-style
No
tactics,
failure
cool.
This time, no retreat. No
You notice that his shirt underneath the wolfskins is a football jersey?
Forward,
Yes.
The dam will be taken.
Yeah, I
will
just
be
noticed
our-
that.
Bridgehead across the Colorado.
I heard the commander of the first battle is called the Burned Man.
And I've heard it's a bad idea to tempt them.
Right.
What else?
Okay.
What role will the regional powers play in the
I've
conflict?
analyzed the region's tribe to determine how they might be useful. I may tell you more at a later time, if it suits me.
Right. So, why...
I used Imperial Rome as the model for my legion precisely because it was so foreign, so alien. I'd seen what had become of the NCR's attempts to emulate the culture of pre-war America, the infighting, the corruption. Rome was a highly militarized autocracy
Well,
that
he could
effectively
have
integrated
chosen
the
worse.
foreign cultures it conquered. It
I mean-
dedicated its citizens to something higher than themselves, to the idea of Rome itself. In Rome, I found a template for a society equal to the challenges of the post-apocalyptic world, a society that could and would survive, a society that could prevent mankind from
You are
fracturing and
talking
destroying
about
itself in this new world
Caesarian Rome
by
and not
establishing a new Pax
the
Romana.
Roman Republic, which, by all indications, was when Rome was stronger.
It means a nationalist, imperialist, totalitarian, homogenous culture that obliterates the identity of every group it conquers. Long-term
No,
security at
it
all
means
costs.
Roman
The
peace.
individual has no value beyond his
But-
utility to the state, whether as an instrument of war or production.
So you'll destroy the NCR because you hate its inefficiencies?
I'll destroy it because it's inevitable that it be destroyed. It's Hegelian dialectics, not personal animosity.
Really?
Hegelian dialectics.
How do I put this basically enough? It's a philosophical
He's sounding
theory,
like somebody else
the kind
from
you
a
might
recent
encounter
movie.
if you took time to read some.
It is inevitable.
The fundamental
I am
premise
inevitable.
is to
Yep.
envision history as a sequence of dialectical conflicts. Each dialectic begins with a proposition, a thesis, which inherently contains
Stuck on
or
his own
creates its
theories
opposite.
and thinks his own theories and
antithesis.
ideas are going to
Thesis
win the day.
and antithesis. The conflict is inevitable, but the resolution of the conflict yields something new.
I'm beginning to
A
hate that word.
synthesis. Eliminating
What?
the flaws
Inevitable.
in each, leaving behind common elements and ideas.
Yes, but your goal is not to synthesize. You don't want to take anything from the NCR. You want to annihilate and enslave. That's not synthesis.
The bomb.
You want to trump the NCR.
Human
Stop
civilization
that.
descended to a level of ignorance
I'm
that
joking. I'm not
effectively
being
set
serious,
our
okay?
cultural progress back to zero.
Sorry.
The
I'll
NCR
stop.
has all the problems of the ancient Roman Republic. Extreme bureaucracy, corruption, extensive senatorial infighting. Just as with the ancient Republic, it is natural that a military force should conquer and transform the NCR into a military dictatorship. Thesis and antithesis. The Colorado River is my Rubicon. The NCR Council will be eradicated,
I'm not sure
but the
he
new
gets the meaning
synthesis
of
will
those
change the
words.
Legion as well.
Like I've
From a
said,
basically
he's not
nomadic army to a standing military force.
he's not talking about a
citizen
proper synthesis
and the power
where
of its
where the elements that are in clash annihilate each other, leaving only the beneficial commonalities. So, what do you know about Mr. House?
I know he's a coward, hiding behind an army of robots ensconced in that tower of his like a wizard in one of those Grognak comic books. Some say he's a man, others a machine.
Okay, that's enough for now. I'll eliminate Mr. House for you. But only because I choose to.
Not because I'm helping you.
Oh, true to Kaiser.
Anyway.
It is a great honor for anyone.
No. Legate Lanius is Caesar's second.
Is there anything you can tell me about
He's
the
the
Legate?
best warrior in the Legion. A full legionary by the time he was 12. Had the Legate been in command during the Battle of Hoover Dam, the Legion would have won.
I notice you don't carry a
It's
gun.
a tradition in the Praetorians to specialize in unarmed combat. However, our unarmed techniques favor offense over defense. We can charge the...
Can you teach me the Praetorian unarmed
Of
techniques?
course.
Okay, cool. Well, take advantage of everything you can before you cut your losses.
Before I slaughter all these cretins.
Exactly. Before you cut your losses. Like
Now-
I said.
Lead the way.
Come on, Rexy.
Alright. There's one other thing. I don't know if I have to go to Jacobstown first for this or not.
The mechanical dog you have with you. Oh? Such things are common in Denver, but I ask because Caesar once had a similar pet, but it was lost during a battle.
Nice dog.
Lupa? Yes, she's the mother of a lot of our best dogs. She's getting old. Been doing it since I was a boy. The mongrels know to listen up when... We breed them mostly, but sometimes we...
And that's why I want to see a Fallout in Denver. Okay.
Because all the good ones are from Denver.
Yep.
Joy.
So, that is that for this part of, for the fort for now. So we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to do a little bit of wandering around before we, get to... before we take care of Mr. House. Mostly we are kind of at a Rubicon ourselves. And I don't know what to do about it, because we can obey Mr. House, we can work for the interests of the New California Republic, we can obey Caesar, or we can go our own way. And I guess we'll have to stay tuned to figure out where we're going to go. So, with that...
Be seeing ya.
Be seeing you, kids.